It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Being well hydrated is vital for good health. Pure Life Mineral Water, made with love by Clover.
Made with love indeed. So the theory goes that there are two types of people in this world. Those who feel compelled to drink water all day long and those who really have to force themselves to do so. I'm trying to think if I fit into either of those categories. If you fall into the latter camp, we feel you. We know the benefits of getting enough water on a daily basis, from glowing skin to better digestion. To think, and we have to thank one of our partners, Nestle Pure Life Water, because they've kept us hydrated. We've got some water-wise ways that will help you fit in your daily dose of H2O. And Kath McGaw, our clinical pediatric dietitian from NutriPeds, is here. I actually feel like I need the toilet. I need it because, and I have been trying to force myself. I unfortunately am one of those people who has to remind myself.
Yeah, no, I have to as well. It doesn't come as naturally.
Yeah.
This is what's keeping us alive.
Oh, yeah.
Why do we find it difficult to drink and get in water?
I think it's one of the reasons that we've actually lost our whole intuitive ability when it comes to hunger and thirst. So we kind of follow schedules of eating. We don't just eat when we're hungry. And it's the same with drinking. It almost needs to be scheduled into our lives like the rest of our life. We don't just naturally go and just, go and say, let me have a drink of water.
Yeah.
It becomes such a focused and planned process.
Yeah.
And we do now to try and naturalize it a bit more.
Yeah. Well, speaking of naturalizing it, I mean, there's a theory around freezing bottles to make sure that you're reminded to drink water. Does it really work? And how effective is it really, if it does work?
I think the freezing bottle thing is fine if it's very warm and the water defrosts by the time you need to drink it. But I often find that, by the end of the day, there's still a lot of ice in the bottle. So people don't actually get through all the drinking. And also, if your bottle is frozen and in a hot car and then the heat on it expands, it's also not very healthy. So I'm not a big fan of freezing water, and it's not necessarily going to help you drink a lot more. I think what makes people really drink more water is when there's a bit of flavor in the water.
How do you get that flavor in then?
The best is through cutting fruits.
Yeah.
So I think that really helps.
Yeah.
And it's, if you cut like strawberries up and pop it in your water.
Cucumber. Does cucumber have benefits in terms of drawing? I've heard that it draws kind of impurities out
it's
of
kind of known that it's, well, I wouldn't say it draws the impurities, but it is a bit known as a diuretic, so it kind of swells and but it more is there to give flavor. And I think at the end of the day, choose something that you enjoy the flavor of, be it a lemon, be it an orange. At the moment, there are a lot of oranges and non-cheese in season. Just remember to cut it into as many little pieces as possible so that flavor infuses through there. Yeah.
This whole time I'm sitting looking at you thinking, what kind of person are you? Do you struggle to take in water? Is it something that you've had to learn how to do, or is it something that's come naturally to you?
I think I'm a bit of both. When you said that, I thought I'd probably fall into both categories.
I'm thinking, should we listen to your advice? Are you just one of those people who's like, yeah, I know, just drink more water? What habits then do we need to kick in? Maybe give us 3 great habits to get more water in, or little adjustments we can make to make that choice easier.
So I think it is having access to water. So people that are at a desk and have a water jug, it does make it a bit easier. But if you're not one of those people and you're running around like myself, then you need to have certain times in the day where you focus. I find around mealtime is always a good idea. If I'm going to eat something, I always make sure I drink something along. If I'm going to do exercise, when I wake up in the morning, when I go to bed at night. Yeah. And what's also important is not downing all your 8 glasses or whatever you've decided in one go. Your body actually needs water consistently throughout the day.
Yeah. And what are some of the added benefits? Because everyone talks about how good and amazing water is, and I'm sure it is. What are some of the added benefits that we don't know that we get from water and that we get from sort of sipping throughout the day instead of guzzling, like you say?
It's obviously part of all your metabolic processes in your body.
We are water. We are
water.
70% odd water. Yeah.
Exactly. So. And also, I think a problem has come is we don't eat enough water-based foods. We just don't eat enough fruits and veggies, and fresh fruits and veggies, and raw foods. Yeah. So the more of that you eat, the less water you actually need to drink.
Yeah.
So water just needs to be part of your life, and you need to be able to just integrate it because it helps your body digest food. It helps your body just hydrate and feel good. It clears your kidneys out, but again, not an excessive amount because that puts too much strain on your kidneys. So again, not loads of it, but consistently small amounts throughout the day.
I've got so much ground to cover, man. I'm the worst water drinker I now know, undoubtedly in the Western Cape, which might have been a good thing. Maybe I've preconditioned myself, but thankfully Nestle Pure Life has got us covered. Kath, thank you so much. You are a tome of information. So hopefully this has inspired you. Go out there, have a sip of water right now as we speak.
Being well hydrated is vital for good health. Pure Life Mineral Water, made with love by Clover.